Hi, everybody. How are you? Yeah? Good? Good. I can't hear you. How's it going? Good. Thank you very much. That was a really interesting opening, I think. And yeah, I am here to talk about how important it is to break rules. I have been a while in this industry. I actually feel like I've been breaking rules for 30 plus years, but the rules that we need to break today as an industry and as a set of people in this room are vital for the continuing strength of our marketing industries. Because as Dan really already alluded to, rules built for yesterday can inadvertently get in the way of growth. Now, I've only been at Brainlabs for a couple of months, still on probation, so if you're asked what you think of me, please. But there is such a lot of the industry that's still based on legacy rules and legacy understanding. Now, we're not going out there breaking things randomly. You absolutely need to know the rules in order to break the rules, but we're also going to break the ones that matter. We're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, because our industry loves to follow rules. I'm actually quite surprised sometimes about how rules that were perfectly valid when I started out in the industry in the 1980s and the 1990s are still being justified and repeated today. So whether it's legacy logic that says if you can't prove something's worked in the past, then we won't do it, and if you can't prove that we've got 10 years of evidence about something, then we can't change it. And those rules, those heritage measurement practices, basically were based on an era where media was simpler and when people were more, and norms were more homogenous than they are today. Because when I started out in the industry, media was about TV, press, radio, outdoor, cinema, don't forget cinema. Now, media is about dating. It's about entertaining yourself. It's about socializing. It's about exploring. It's about gaming. And yes, it's also about reaching people with advertising. The world of media and audience behavior is changing faster than it's ever before. And with legacy logic, you simply get left behind. And the kinds of norms that are changing and are changing fast, I mean, I'm not going to read all these stats out to you, but yes, the industry out there is still talking about TV and how great TV once was. And so cost increases in linear TV, there's been over 600% inflation in the US and over 300% in the UK over the last decade, reaching the under 50s. And it's not even just about the under 50s. I quite often at this point quote my Auntie Joyce, who turned 90 in February. She won't mind me saying, it was a big party, very nice, up in Stanmore. But when she wants to watch television, she goes and sits in her living room and she says, Alexa, find me the next episode of The Crown. She's not watching linear television either. Next year, 80% of media spend will be digital worldwide. 70% of people say they trust influencers over brands, and 44% of adults say they find advertising a waste of time. Now, you might think, surely that's true, it has been true for years. That's gone up massively over the last decade. Search is shifting. The most consumed form of content is user-generated, and there's thousands of measurable journeys for every brand. And the good news is that people are spending 3 hours longer with media than they used to, but nearly half of that time is not ad-funded. And people are not harder to reach with media, they're just harder to reach with traditional advertising. And as my lovely colleague Kamala says, never normal is the new normal, and there's huge amounts of data trails, as you know, being created every hour. And you need a partner, you need an agency who can actually deal with that data and find facts and sense out of it. And one of the other things that's changed is the ability to show real impact on the bottom line. And we're going to be talking about this more later today, has step changed. It's also become more mandatory. So to show up with a CEO and a CFO and with the board, you need to be able to show real impact on the bottom line. So impact of brand on price flexibility and distribution strategy, but speaking the language of the CEO and the CFO as well. Because CEOs that prioritise marketing can actually double or even triple their bottom lines. And we're here to help with that conversation today. And I don't know if any of you were at the IPA conference over the last couple of days, which was up in Shoreditch. I wasn't there, but I read something about the speech that Catherine Kehoe, who was chair of the judges of the IPA Effectiveness Awards, made. And she said, the problem with effectiveness these days is that the way people are thinking about it is in the language of a decade ago. An airdrop from a big TV ad that will change everything. And she said that's not how brand and image is changed or built anymore. It's built ground up. It's built socially. It's built from the armies on the ground. And at the moment, effectiveness, so much of the time, doesn't really fully understand that. And part of the reason is because we need to remember how we make decisions and choices. And so I'm just going to little stray into behavioral economics here, because we basically do this ourselves, but also our target consumers do this, which is that we think that we make decisions and choices based on logic. We think we're Mr. Spock, but actually we're Homer Simpson, we're following the donut. Emotional influences are at least as important as rational. So there's this analogy of the rider and the elephant, which is that basically we think we make decisions as the rider, and if we want to go to the left, we're going to go to the left. But genuinely, and this was what the man pictured here, Daniel Kahneman, won his Nobel Prize for, genuinely, the way we actually make decisions is whatever the gut instinct decides. So if you think you're going to the left, but the elephant smells buns on the right, you then just start justifying why you always wanted to go to the right in the first place. The logical brain tires easily. The emotional brain takes over. And what we need in marketing is we need the whole brain, not just the half. There has been a tendency in the industry to be left brain, to be going, it's all about immediate performance, it's all about what we can absolutely prove, it's all about empiricism. But actually, we need to bring emotion into decision making as well. And if we do that, and here's my emotional appeal to all of us, we're actually going to save our industry. We're actually going to improve things massively. Now, I had the great honour this year of judging the Glass Lion at Cannes. And I mean, actually, I've got so much gossip. That was a whole experience itself, which I haven't got time to talk about now. And we went through a process of seeing hundreds of videos and seeing kind of dozens of presentations. And this was our winner. And our winner, which I think is an extraordinary piece of work, was influencer built. It was a product answer to a brand building brief. The product was built with a social community, with a team of influencers. The product, there was an ad for it, which actually wasn't very good. The commercial uptake of it actually came through social and came through influencers. Purchase intent for the brand rocketed. The brand overall actually changed image because of the work that you're about to see. And for me, this was about just the possibility and the importance that we can all make in actually making the world a more inclusive place, as well as selling stuff. So I'm going to end by playing this piece of work.
It's not every day that the agency responds a communication briefing with a product idea. But when that product idea fits perfectly to your brand purpose, you just gotta do it.
จริงๆเราอยากเป็นผู้หญิงตั้งแต่เด็กๆแล้วพอเราเริ่มรู้ตัวเนี่ยเราก็
ประมาณ14-15ตอนนั้นก็สาเหตุที่เริ่มเทคฮอร์โมนเพราะว่ามีรุ่นพี่พอเริ่มกินฮอร์โมนผิวฮอนก็ความละเอียดอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเวลาเราลูบตัวมันก็จะต่างกับ
แล้วก็พอมาเปลี่ยนเป็นผู้หญิงเนี่ยผิวเขาก็จะแห้งมากขึ้นแล้วก็ในระหว่างที่มันไม่มีอะไรสมดุลเลยเนี่ย
After 2 years of research, we actually were able to come up with the specific ingredients to help address the skin problems that the female transgender consumer are experiencing. The isoflavone is considered the natural estrogen, so it helps healthy transitioning process. That's pretty much the hero ingredients that makes this particular product actually unique.
In creating this product, we never thought of it as a limited edition. We decided that it was going to serve a community and it would stay on shelf forever.
ของหนูส่วนหนูเห็นตรงเพราะว่าเขาติดเทรนด์ Twitter ด้วยค่ะ
Unerman Transition Body Lotion
มันไม่ใช่การที่แบบเอาสีรุ้งมาคุณพี่มันไม่ใช่แคมเปญที่แบบเอาสีรุ้งมาครอบแล้วก็บอกว่าอันเนี้ยคือของ LGBT อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
นี่แหละบางทีมันไม่ได้มาในรูปแบบแค่การเมืองแต่มันมาในรูปแบบของบิวตี้แล้ว